Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of February right through the end of March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. And I do want to apologize in advance for my voice. It may go out, I may cough, it may get croaky. I've come down with a bit of a seasonal cold there, so my voice is a little bit different, but I just thought I'd let you know. And if I do have any sort of coughing fit, I'll just kind of silence it so you can see. I don't want to be coughing in your ear, right? But anyway, let's move on with your reading, my beautiful Gemini, and let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see regarding their career and money situation? Well, right now, I can see that you're doing what you are always doing, but I feel there's a little bit of a slowness to it. So some of you are currently like contemplating your strategy or your next moves. You may have felt a little bit unmotivated recently as well, or perhaps you felt a little bit exhausted, so you haven't had the right energy to power on through. I definitely see the ambition is still there. It will pick up in the month of March. March tends to herald eclipse season, so expect the unexpected in all areas of life. But I feel right now you are contemplating something or ruminating on something. Some of you are looking at the sacrifices you make for your career. There's a 5 of Swords there, so some of you are doing a little bit of overthinking as well. So you could be thinking of your next move and you trying to find a solution to something that perhaps has been bugging you. Some of you may even be worried about something that's going on in your career sector. That's double 5. Okay, double 5 is challenge. So I feel it's very much like, yeah, you know, you're exhausted or you feel like you have a lot on and you're just trying to keep on top of things. But at the same time, there's a slowness about it. So maybe it just feels like same old thing, just a different day, and it feels very repetitive. Also, some of you, not all of you, but some of you may feel truly micromanaged by somebody, okay? And if you're an entrepreneur, for example, it could be that you are having to deal with some third-party situations like, you know, I don't know, financial institutions or governing bodies or, you know, clients who tend to push your buttons or who are not competent in their role, and you have to keep calling them back or chasing things up, and it just feels really frustrating because I get a sense of frustration here. But I definitely see some of you are looking at a different approach in your career, or some of you are thinking about lifestyle changes as well as a potentially lucrative job change is what I see. I mean, I do see that you have a lot on. March is going to be a very busy energy for you. I mean, I would say at the beginning of March, please get enough quality rest. I'm doing this reading at the middle of February. You know, it's coming to the, yeah, I think it's the 20th of February today. So I feel it's really important for you to get a little bit of rest towards the end of February into March, because March is going to be super busy for you. And I feel the pressure will be on, okay? Now, some of you may actually have placements in Pisces. You may not, but if you do, I can see that there is a similar energy there, and not every sign is getting this, but I feel like you're going to be heavily affected by some of these eclipse energies. It's almost like you may want to have a duvet day, and what I mean by that is you may think about taking a day off in order to release the pressure, because there's an energy here of pause and reflect. But also, I feel some of you are trying to make some changes in your career, and it can be slow moving or difficult, but still it's a lot of work. So some of you, for example, you may be keeping your eye on the job market, see if there's anything else available. So you're constantly searching online to see if there's anything going on. Some of you may also be in a temporary pause in between jobs. If you've come to this reading and you're currently searching for a role that suits your skill set and doesn't take advantage of your skill set, trying to insinuate that you are overqualified when actually you're really super good at what you do. You're very gifted and very talented, and they just don't want to match your skill set with the pay grade. So I feel sometimes, especially if you're going for interviews, or you are reaching out to people and they're saying, oh, you know what, your resume looks amazing, but, it looks like you're a little bit overqualified for this job. The subtext there is, we don't think we can pay you the money that you deserve, and we're not able to reach any pay negotiations that perhaps you may put on the table. So just watch out for that. That is coming through there. But for the majority energy that I feel with my beautiful Gemini there, the Hangman is really a card of, trying to keep things at a level pace, even though the pressure is on and you're doing a lot of stuff. But I feel like you're getting new perspectives. So it could be that you're trying to approach what you do in a different way so it's more time efficient, because I feel like you have a lot on your mind regarding your career right now. You've got the Five of Swords. That's a very cerebral energy. So I feel like you're trying to make some sort of changes. So whether it is that you're looking for alternative opportunities, or whether it's you trying to find an easier way to do something that you do so you can free up your time, I feel the ultimate goal is to do something that just feels like you're making an impact, that you are doing something that you value, that you're kind of like your heart is fully in it, is the energy that I'm getting. But right now with that Hangman, some of you, and again, I have to give it, okay, because I'm getting an energy of feeling a little bit lost, or a little bit like you're just doing, and you want a little bit more of an exciting challenge. Some of you may want to even train to get some sort of extra qualification or skill set. And I feel like, with the Ten of Wands there, that is being overburdened or, exhausted. So some of you may see that people try to give you excess work or delegate there. And with the World card, I mean, you're on it, you're going to get it done, but it just feels like a lot. It just feels like you're going to be exhausted in the month of March, okay? Now, some of you, I mean, of course, not every Gemini out there is going to be feeling lost, okay? But it could be that you're trying to make some changes and you don't know how to proceed. So, for example, we've got the World card there, and we've got the Justice card as well. So this can indicate that some of you are dealing with some legalities or contracts, and sometimes when you read those contracts, it's like really like old style archaic language, and it can be like, what? There's a sentence that says, I therefore give the bearer of this my permission to do, and you're like, just say, you know what, I give you permission to do something, or, I think it's okay that you do this. Let me just sign. So I feel some of you are trying to work out the logistics of something or try to understand something. And it just feels like very taxing on the brain is what I see there. And for some of you, for example, if you are deciding to move your business to either another service provider, or you are thinking about relocating, or if your business is going through a major merge at this time, or there are some changes going on. I see loads of change happening in your career sector. And don't get me wrong, for the next couple of years, 24 and 25, there are going to be some big changes that are happening. You can already see it. You don't need me to tell you this, but I can see a little bit further in the future. And, big brands, like large brand names that have been around with us for some time. You're going to see merges, you're going to see downsizing, you're going to see industry flounder in a way that perhaps it hasn't done in such an obvious way in our lifetime, okay? And we can all see it. So I feel it's really important to recognize that I feel like you're in a really good position to weather these changes and weather these storms and remain flexible with these changes. But ultimately, I feel there's a lot of pressure on you, and some of you are trying to navigate these changes, or, you're trying to make some sort of transition in your career right now. It could be that you're trying to elevate to a new position, a promotion, raise, but you've been working really hard and it just feels like nothing's happening. It's just the same old thing, just a different day. And also you may be dealing with someone, especially if you're in an office. It doesn't have to be though. It can be, for example, a job's worth. You know, someone who they don't want to do that extra mile stuff, and you have kind of always gone that extra mile, and there's always that one person who's just not willing to comply or to be helpful in any shape or form. So it could be someone who's micromanaging you in the office, or someone who is causing some sort of problem there, because I feel there is one person who just causes a lot of drama, and it feels like people are walking on eggshells with this person. You know, I have to say, there may be a time in the future when this person leaves, but at this moment in time, it's not now. So I feel like you're going to have to deal with this person. And some of you, for example, if you need to like make certain phone calls or go through administrative tasks and deal with other people, you may find that actually they're not helpful at all in the month of March. I mean, part of this energy is like, you know what, I'm going to stay in bed for the whole of March. Wake me up when it's April. You know, that's the energy that I've got coming through here. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some good things coming your way, but I feel like you're working your way up to some sort of new beginning. So some of you could be like trying to tie up loose ends on projects, and it's just a bit of a headache. You've got like a deadline, or some of you could be trying to take a vacation. You've got the World card there. So you may be working really hard to work towards that deadline that you've got because you're about to go away. You may be training someone. You know, you've got the Five of Wands there, Five of Swords. You may be training someone who you think, you know what, you're really not getting this, are you? You're really not going to do this work when I go away, are you? I just get this energy here where when you come back in, you're going to have to either redo some of the stuff that they did, or just actually be celebrated with the fact that, you know, no one could do the job as well as you. So I definitely see that there as well. But, you know, a major energy that's coming out for my beautiful Gemini is that some of you are trying to take stock of what you do and see if you still really love it. Because to some degree, the Queen of Cups indicates that, you know, self-care is really important, that you need to set healthier boundaries in your working environment, especially if someone is trying to delegate a lot of their work onto you, or if someone is trying to micromanage you. I feel like you are establishing your power in a situation. And some of you may even take an issue to HR, okay, because we've got that Justice card there. So you may need like a mediator of some sorts to try and deal with that. And if you've walked away from a position and you've come to this reading and you're currently looking for a new role, there is one coming in. Okay, it's a very fast-paced role. I feel like you really enjoy it. It puts a little spring in your step, and I feel that you could be signing a new contract by the end of March there. It is a lot of work, but I feel like you're going to love it because it's actually something that's more in alignment with your goals, and I feel it sets you up to have a little bit more freedom to utilize your skill set there as well. But the Queen of Cups also is you looking at your dreams, okay? It's really about recognizing that you are a gift when it comes to the working environment. You are an asset, okay? And some of you may doubt your skill set sometimes. I feel like you should be a little bit more confident. You'll work your way up to that. I feel like there is a new opportunity coming in that really establishes that people do hold you in high regard, and actually your skill set is, you know, very important. It's integral to the company that you work for. And if you're an entrepreneur, some of you may be trying to brainstorm new ideas of how to, you know, utilize your skill set. I also feel some of you have a hidden talent. Something that's very creative, something that perhaps will change your life. You may have been thinking about launching something new, or you're trying to work out the logistics of it. So for example, you know, with that Justice card and the World card, it could be that you're trying to launch a new business, or you're trying to launch, you know, something that you've never done before, and you have to find out the legalities of how to set it up. You have to go into, you know, the variables of how to go through an electronic form to build your website, or, you know, all the things that sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm going to create my own business, going to get a website, going to do all these things. And it sounds so easy. But then when you get down to the details and you think, okay, now how do I work this website? How do I create that? How do I do this? Should I outsource it? Should I feel like you're trying to plan a lot, but there's definitely here, you know, a hidden talent that you have, and I feel it will change your life. And I actually feel to some degree, you know, it's there. It's something that perhaps you used to do that you really enjoyed, but you didn't see that you could make it into a business. Well, the time is now, and I feel some of you are really looking at that, okay? But also, the Queen of Cups is to recognize that you are a gift, okay? That you are really good at what you do. And I feel more than anything, you're trying to do something that you love. And I feel, you know, you also want finances as well, but I feel the two somehow haven't managed to align for you in some way, but it will. Okay, so if, for example, you're doing a creative project and you're really enjoying what you do, but you feel the money isn't coming in as much, and you may have to take like a secondary role that is a little bit more, something that perhaps you don't love. Doesn't mean you don't enjoy it, but I feel it may not be your true north or your life's purpose path. I feel like you will fund yourself in that way in order to make it work. And eventually, the thing that you love doing is going to take over and infinitely change your financial situation there as well. But there's a very conflicted energy about March for you. I'm going to pull a card and see a little bit more, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please? Okay. Hermit. Some of you are feeling a little bit like you need to withdraw. You're a little bit fed up with the working environment. I feel it's kind of like there was a little bit of a joke energy that just came from my guide. It was like, come on, can I just be rich already? That's what just came through, okay? Why does it have to be so hard kind of energy coming through? So, sometimes Spirit's very playful and has an incredible sense of humor. I see that, you work hard for everything that you earn. With the Hermit there, I feel like, you've been doing something a long time, and you may be searching for inspiration more than anything at this time. Because if it's the same old thing, just a different day, it's like, you know what, how can I make it different? How can I breathe life back into this career? As I said, it's not that you don't love it. It just feels like, it's second nature. You're so good at what you do. You just do it on autopilot. And the Hermit energy is to think about being really honest with oneself, really taking a moment to reflect and not be distracted, to gain enlightenment about the next steps of your path. So I feel you're in a strategizing mode, trying to work out some changes here. And of course, the star, it's in the lantern, and I don't often feel this, but with this card right now, I am feeling some of you feel a little bit contained in your working environment. So either you feel like you can't fully express yourself in some way, or you feel, now don't get me wrong, you are your wonderful, authentic self. But I feel, it could be that you have wonderful ideas and you may have spoken them at one stage in your career and they were ignored, or they were frowned upon or something like that. And you're like, you know what? Screw this, I'm not going to bother offering up anything more. But you have so much more to give, is what I see here. And with the Hermit energy, some of you are thinking about going solo and doing something that, you're inspired to do. So there could be like a duality here, second streams of income, perhaps, spreading your time thin between two things. Some of you may even be in training to get a qualification or do something that you want to help you in a different career sector. And it may be a lot, and you're just trying to find pockets, moments at your, if you've got a stable job, maybe an office job, and you're just working 9 to 5 or whatever time frame, you may be finding pockets of silence where you can then actually train or work on something that is more meaningful to you, is what I'm getting, okay? Now, this may not resonate for everyone, but this is what I've got coming through, so I have to honor the energy. Now, we do have the Magician card. It's in the resistance position. This instantly tells me that you have unfulfilled potential here. I feel that some of you may have been working in an environment that has been very dramatic, or there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of office politics going on there, and it feels scattered energy. It's like it's hard to focus. Some of you may also find it's hard to focus this month because there are some sort of distractions or noise. It could be that, if you have an office, for example, someone needs to come in and fix the air conditioning, and they've got to just make loads of noise outside your office. Or if you're an entrepreneur and, you usually work from home, for example, there may be some sort of building work, construction going on outside, and you're like, really, come on. Just when you go to sit down and do something and it's been silent all morning, suddenly all the noise erupts. So you may feel like you can't catch a break, but it will dissipate. As you move through the end of March, things will get a little bit easier, but I feel like you're still really busy, okay? Now, anything that's in the reverse, it will come into the upright, because it may feel that some of your manifestations have not been becoming a reality. And I feel, the power of your mind is so important, but there's something here where you're feeling a little bit stuck, even though it's February, we've only just moved into the year. It feels like a lifetime away that the new year was, but I feel there's something here about you gathering momentum, feeling more motivated as you move through March, and, you know, feeling that you have the strength to be more ambitious. And I feel this is you being a very talented, gifted person who is utilizing your skills to focus on your goal. So I feel like you're taking the initiative to challenge yourself in some way. So whether it is to be a bit more spontaneous in your career, breathe a new fresh air of life into your career in some way, approach your career in a different way so that you make sure it's really more interesting, or some of you are literally making some major changes and deciding to leave a position because you've got that 10 of Wands. You've had enough of something. So it could be someone's attitude that you've had enough of, or a working environment, but I definitely see some changes here. I also see a new contract here. You know, some of you may be thinking about leaving, but they may offer you gardening leave, so you have to leave, but there's a period where you cannot work for another company. You have to just be suspended. You will be paid for that, of course. With the 5 of Wands in this position, okay, it's in the reverse, which actually is very, very positive, because it means after a period of problems or drama, there is success and problems are solved. So I really feel anything that you're wrestling with in your mind, over the next coming weeks, and especially in March in particular, you're going to find solutions. You're going to resolve those problems and everything's going to work out in your favor. Some of you may also launch some sort of studying or take up a course or a class in order to increase your knowledge or hone your skill set, because I feel some of you, if you've been in training already, I feel like you're coming to the end of that and you're so ready to now take the next steps. And it can feel really daunting when you're about to do something really new, but you're so ready for this. I mean, the World card and the 10 of Wands indicate something big is changing in your career sector. Now, this could be that, you know, it's not through any decision of your own. It could be that the company you work for is merging. Things are going to be different from now on. With the World card and the Justice card, it tells me that perhaps there's new contracts coming in, especially if companies are merging or downsizing in some way. There may be new management or new contracts. Please pay close attention to any contracts that you're given, because anything you sign now, even if you've been doing what you do for a long time, it will be nullified, okay? So you'll get new contracts with new stipulations. If you used to get a bonus or incentives, they may be changed in some way, and you may lose out on what you thought was a good thing about your working environment. So just watch out for that. I definitely see some downsizing happening here with either your industry or the company that you work for, and it may create challenge. So for example, there may be some people being made redundant, or people leaving because they feel there's a lot of conflict there. There's just too much going on. And this work will be delegated. It's almost like double the work, because you've got the 5 of Wands here and you've then got the 10 of Wands. So I feel, you know, the pressure is going to be on in some way. I hate giving this message, but I feel you are totally prepared for it. I feel like you're actually going to reach your goal and you're going to really shine. I feel that, you know, you are someone who's going to make some adjustments to make sure that, you know, you are on target. But ultimately, I feel like you're going to be very busy and very productive. Now, we do have that Knight of Swords. If anyone is micromanaging you or is trying to push your buttons in your working environment, you're definitely changing the way that you approach this situation, this challenging situation, and it actually puts them really in their place. They're going to get bored of it, but also they see that you really are a force to be reckoned with and they can't mess with you anymore. So I feel like they may actually, unfortunately, put their attention on someone else, because this person's not going to change. However, I feel like eventually, like later on, they will leave, but just not in March. Now, the Knight of Swords in this position, it can indicate some of you have been feeling a little bit frustrated. You may feel that things never change and you need to be the change that you want to see in your career. So it could be that you are putting your resume out there and seeing what else is out there. You could be in talks, actually, for a new position, okay? Because I feel something is coming to an end, but your overarching energy is the Justice card, which means new contract. So this could indicate that some of you are either going solo, becoming an entrepreneur, launching a new business, and it is the end of the way you used to do business. Now you're doing things for yourself. Or if you are an entrepreneur already, you may hear that a client who was always really difficult is leaving and you're kind of like glad. I feel, you know, whatever is ending for you is actually really positive for you. It's really helping you. So even if you've come to this reading and you are currently searching for work, if you lost your job or were made redundant and you're looking for a role, you may be really conflicted right now, and you're just thinking about what it is that you can do, that you love and that you really want to do. You're actually in a really good position of empowerment, because I feel like there's a new role being offered to you that is going to be more in alignment with your life purpose, but also where you feel like you're making an impact. Okay. So I actually feel like there's a lot of change happening. It just feels like a wind of change happening for you right now, but it works in your favor. It may feel uncomfortable whilst it's happening. Not going to lie to you. These are some challenging cards. I didn't choose the cards. I was given the cards. I have to give you the meanings of the cards. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 10 of Wands, World card. Either way, you will reach your goal and you will be very successful, but change is afoot here, okay? Some of you may even be on the sidelines doing something with spoken word. So you could be writing a book, a screenplay, or, maybe even doing voice over work. When I've got a cold, my voice goes really deep. And, I'm like, could I do seasonal stuff where I'm like, just doing the odd voiceover because I've got a nice rich voice because I have a cold. But then as soon as they would probably hire me, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I don't have a cold anymore. And they're like, that's not the voice that we heard. That's not the voice that we want. So anyway, but some of you may be going into voice work, or, because I feel like there may be some challenge at your working environment where you need to voice your opinions on something as well. So it doesn't have to be that you're just doing something on the sidelines, but I get an energy here of, speaking your truth, in some way putting someone in their place is what I see, but in a diplomatic way where you come out on top. So I am getting a song, and I'm actually listening to the song and thinking, wow, that kind of is opposite to some degree of the energy that I'm being given. But let me just maybe make a link to it. I'm just going to give you the song of what's just come through. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. I've got to keep on moving. Okay, so this is a very famous song. I think it's Matthew Wilder. Came up in a reading many, many months ago, maybe even last year or 2 years ago. So I definitely know this song. But I mean, if I really think about it, this is your first card, which is you're not going to fret. You're actually going to take things easy. And below all this energy, all this stuff's happening. It's there's drama, there's changes, and it's you are going to take it in your stride, no matter what's going on. And ultimately, I feel you do have a lot on, but actually, I feel to some degree, some of you work really well under pressure, and I feel you reach your goals. You're going to be very successful. So it's almost you transcend this energy, almost getting a bird's eye view of your career, where you're you know what? Yeah, things are difficult right now. Things are hard, but I'm good. It's all good. You're just heading in the direction for your dreams and your goals, because this is a card of making some adjustments, being really flexible, being honest with yourself, finding solutions. So lots of things are going to creep up. Expect the unexpected, especially for you, my beautiful Gemini, because we do have that eclipse season. So it does tend to mean that things could go a little bit awry in your working circumstances, but I feel you're on top of things. Also, this is a card of extra paperwork to deal with. It could be an energy of having more calls to make, having to deal with stuff, legal matters, contracts to sign, looking at your finances. Some of you, I'm going to have to pull a card on your finances, because right now it looks like some of you are shuffling money around, saving a little bit, then dipping into the savings, paying the bills. So it just feels a little bit erratic right now with finances, but I'm just going to pull a card on it right at the end just to see for you. But also, this is the card of the self. Normally the Justice card is number 11, but in this deck, it's number 8. So this is about you being honest with yourself. It's about cause and effect. If you let this stress you, then there's going to be more stress. So if you're managing stress levels, I feel you're on top of things and everything's all fine. So it kind of feels like a state of mind. It's to remember what you love doing, and that remember that you're on the right path, and also that you have the power of change on your side. Cause and effect is here. This really indicates win-win situation. No matter how things go down, you're going to win. You're going to come out on top. But there may be a new role that's available. You may hear about it, because I'm only getting news for you in the month of March. I don't see any sort of major move. I just see news. So it could be that Let me just pull a card on that. It could be that you hear about a promotion, or that you hear something is being made readily available for you, or even you hear of a new contract or client who's interested in your services. But things are just getting finalized in the month of March. And then I feel you may step into that role or into that new position or get a bonus or a raise in April. So let me just see. Two of Cups. Okay. Two of Cups is merge. You know, it could be partnership, or it could be, you know, you manifesting your heart's desire. Because at grassroots, when you get a Two of Cups, this is an exchange. Okay, when it is applied to a career or money reading, it's an exchange of your gifts for some sort of financial benefit, okay? And you're looking at reciprocity, and you're kind of checking in and saying you're doing all of this work, and you're wondering, are you getting the right amount of finances for it? So some of you are making some adjustments based on the fact that you feel you're working really hard, and you know, hit your targets, and you're a really good asset to any working environment, but you may feel like, show me the money, because the money has not been reflected in the amount of work that you do. The Ten of Wands indicates that, you know, it is a heavy time of doing lots of work, that you're also clearing space for new beginnings. So some of you, if I'm like overlooking the whole thing, some of you have already given in your notice, and you're working that notice, and you are like training people to do the role when you leave. Or, I mean, some of you may even be thinking about retirement, and, you know, you're just training someone up to do what you do when you leave. I mean, some of you are also trying to tie up loose ends so that you can go traveling, take a vacation. There's a lot on there. The pressure's on. You're going to have a really great holiday. The release is going to be wonderful. But also, it's really hard to reach your goals. And you acknowledge that, but you're still powering on through. The Ten of Wands is actually quite a positive card, because it shows your strength. You know, it shows that you are capable of completing tasks and meeting all the requirements so that you can level up. I mean, the World card is a card of success. So I definitely see that there are some, you know, heavy work energies coming through. You're going to be very busy, but also I feel that you're going to feel really proud of yourself. Also, you know, I feel like you're nearly there. So it could be that you're nearly reaching your goal, and it's been a lot. People don't tend to see how much work goes into something. You know, they just see the final results, but you know how much you have put in. You tend to go above and beyond for the career sector because you love what you do, or you are really checking in with yourself to see if you still love what you do. But ultimately, with that Queen of Cups there, I feel like you do, to some degree, love the job or the role, but at the same time, there are alternative or exterior factors that you feel sometimes get in the way or really irk you about the position. Now, the World card indicates, you know, a successful month overall. You get a lot done, okay? And this is both on a personal level and on a work level there. But, I mean, with that Two of Cups that came out there, it can also indicate love, okay? So it could be that there's a relationship that you've had at work that you are trying to navigate or keep quiet. Or it could also indicate that, you know, work can be difficult, especially when you have just met somebody new and love is on your mind. For example, the last thing you want to do is focus on all the tasks and responsibilities in the working environment. You just want to text and message and call the new person who's come into your life. So it could be a lot of different factors there, but it could also indicate some of you are thinking about business partnerships, business relationships, or you're trying to work out some sort of new strategy in your career. They just show me an image there. One moment, please. Okay. Now, they're showing me two swords crossed, so this can indicate indecision or having to make a decision. It could also indicate some sort of conflict in the working environment that you're putting a stop to. What else? It's also, they're showing me a money tree, and what is that? Okay. I can't get the other image. I have to be honest. I'm not going to make something up for you. I can't see it. I can only see a money tree. Okay, money trees indicate wealth. And this is a card of success, more abundance, more prosperity, and wealth. So it can indicate some of the changes that you're making, whilst they're going to be hard, they're going to be worth it. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how else to give you that. I feel with the World card, this indicates you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunity. And, I mean, I feel like a new cycle is opening up for you. So there may be new contracts available to you that you'll, you know, take action on in April. but I feel it's going to be a very busy month, very productive month. You are going to feel proud of the changes that you've made. Let me just pull a card on that money for you. I did say I would do that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please show me the money? Page of Cups. Okay, so Page of Cups indicates following your bliss, and the money will come from there. Five of Cups. Strength card and the Sun. I mean, when you apply the Strength card and the Sun to a financial read, it means, you know, you are attracting more wealth. But the Five of Cups there with the Page of Cups, it tends to tell me that some of you have lost that loving feeling for what it is that you've done, or there have been a lot of disappointments in the working environment. You know, the Two of Cups that came out earlier, it shows up here in this card, which means, you know, there is a new partnership on the horizon or a new role that you want to merge with on the horizon. There's something better coming your way, and I feel it will bring in more wealth, more prosperity, but also you'll be able to grow and flourish in this career. I mean, I feel ultimately there is a lot of success here, but I feel like right now you're navigating a lull period where it just feels like it's the same old thing, just a different day, and you're just doing. Things will get better from April is what I see there for you as well. I hate giving this message. I want it to be wonderful all the time, but you know, that's not life, and the cards mean a certain thing. I mean, to get another 5, that's really unusual to get so many 5s there. So I feel this is going to be an interesting month where you have to remain flexible. Remember that you have a lot of skills. You're very talented, very gifted at what you do. And actually, you're really in a strong position, even though you may feel that you're not. And ultimately, I feel there is reward at the end of this difficult cycle, okay? So I'm just going to get some final cards before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay. So we have clever ploy, okay? And it says here, step up your game, outwit them. Aha. So there is definitely some sort of conflict going on there. Negotiate wise tactics and behind the scenes. So that's a card that indicates that there have been some people or some situations where they may push your buttons, but I feel like, again, you come out on top. We've also got prospects. So that's securing your future, wise spending, speculation, acquire, compound, fund. I mean, the fact that you had the Five of Cups come out there, it feels very much like easy come, easy go money in the month of March. So it means, you know, really that when it comes in, you know, the bills are being paid, and then you're kind of looking at what you've got left to play with. So I feel it's kind of like a plateau month for your funds is what I see. It just feels like more of the same, okay? Now we also have finding your way. Direction. So right now, I think I said right at the beginning, I'm just feeling this energy of feeling lost. Some of you are searching for direction because you feel a little bit conflicted about where you are right now. Study, mentor, career search, many jobs, diverging paths. Okay, definitely winds of change happening here for you, but you will navigate your way intuitively to your true north. I feel like you are on the right path for success ultimately, but this feels very much like a transition period for you where it will feel a little bit pressurized, but I feel like you come out on top. Now, just to let you know, there is a card in this deck that is different from all the other cards. It's meant to be like that. It's not an accident. It's a very special card that not many people get. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Well, there's your money tree, that's for sure. I was seeing that in the water there a moment ago. It's a real shame I couldn't see what the other image was. If I get it later in the day, I will definitely write it in the comments box below. But if it doesn't appear, it means it didn't show up, okay? And rings. Now, rings actually mean financial contracts. But we got tree. Okay, so this is about stability, it's about wealth. It says here, financial growth, coming to fruition, abundance, outdoor jobs, family business, stability. Okay, so there's definitely something there that you may tap into, but I do feel it's like creating a solid foundation, whereas in the month of March, you feel a little bit pushed and pulled in many different directions. You're going to be spinning plates. You're going to be doing a lot of administrative tasks as well. We've also got cup overflowing. Now, you did have the Page of Cups, and you've also got the Queen of Cups, which is all about, you know, looking at your dreams, your goals, and, you know, feeling fulfilled in your role. It says overflowing prosperity, empty or full account. As I said, it kind of feels a little bit like fluctuating for you in the month of March. Nurturer, taking care of business and feeling fulfilled. And also we have ring, financial commitments. So some of you may be looking at your pensions, you may be looking at, payment plans or repayment plans, debt, things like that. You may be really in the flow of paying back loans, or maybe thinking about getting a loan in some way. But I definitely get a sense here that, there may be some sort of long-term investment. And it says here, financial commitments, long-term investment, partnership, working together, fulfilling career. Okay, so some of you, either you are merging with a new company or there's a new contract available in your current circumstances. But it's more about finding fulfilling paths and working together as a team. I can't understand why people cause problems in the working environment. If you're not happy, take yourself somewhere else. Don't create an environment where other people are feeling they're suffering because of your actions. Because ultimately, when you're in a working environment, you have to be there like 7, 10, 14, sometimes hours a day or more. And you may as well enjoy what you do because, everybody's working for the same common goal, which is to help the company thrive, survive, and be lucrative so it pays back towards you, whether that's you being an entrepreneur or whether that's you being in a company. So sometimes people need to check themselves, Anyway, I will leave it like that, my beautiful Gemini. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message, lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. And finally, oh my gosh, I close my eyes when I pick the trinkets. And of course, you can't see my eyes, so you do have to trust me on that, I'm afraid. But you only got the tree, right? So that indicates, some of you may have just literally bought a money plant, but I feel this is about generational wealth that you will be building. Things may seem a little bit difficult right now, but I do feel like you're turning a corner and things will get infinitely better for you. There is financial growth, and I feel there is like a job or an opportunity coming your way that will increase your money. And also, oh my gosh, we got a ring as well. Okay, so we've got a life ring. Okay, so this, I feel like some of you will do a job for life, so there is security there, but you may actually be changing some aspect of it. But this is like new contracts. Rings always represent contracts in, spirituality, whether that's with a person. Some of you may decide to partner up with your partner, your spouse, or someone in your family unit to create like a new business model in order to, step up in some way, and it'll be very financially lucrative. It's going to be hard to get it off the ground, of course, but I feel it will be so worth it. So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.